Hey everybody, happy Wellness Wednesday. Marco Rodriguez coming at you. So today I've got a very special guest, a good friend of mine, Cassandra Molinar, who's got an incredible biohack story, not just for herself, but also for her husband. So Cassandra, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. I know you've got so many projects going on. You are basically helping to run 2 different departments at the clinic that you work at. So I really do appreciate you taking time out to meet with us. So you have been biohacking now for about, how long?
About 1.5 years.
About 1.5 years, okay. And so tell us a little bit about what was going on prior to that and what you've seen, any changes that you've seen over the last, year and a half.
Okay, absolutely. So with me, it really started with my husband. My husband, we noticed that he was having some difficulties with his health, with his speech, with his gross motor skills, with walking, his fine motor skills. He was getting shaky. We always knew there was something wrong, but we hadn't really dug too deep into it. So we finally got him to a neurologist, and he had a genetic test done, and we found out that he has SCA type 10, which stands for spinocerebellar ataxia type 10.
Wow.
There are different types. So him having type 10 does mean that it's a dominant genetic disease.
Okay.
It is a degenerative disease, and it's something that there's no cure for. We were told that right from the start by the neurologist. There's no cure. It's just going to run its course.
What does that mean, run its course?
Well, his cerebellum is shrinking. So as time goes on, it's going to shrink more, and it's going to affect him, his gross motor skills, fine motor skills, his cognitive skills or abilities are going to decrease with time. His mom was also diagnosed with that. Unfortunately, she passed away about 1 year ago. So we kind of have an idea of where it's going to lead, but of course we don't want him to get there so quickly.
Sure.
So I did learn about biohacking prior to that. As most people, we just kept putting it off. It's not that we didn't believe in it. We believed in the science. We believed in the, how it was helping the group of people that we were surrounded by. We just put it off, for no other reason. Yeah. So the moment for us was when we were given this diagnosis, and we were told that there was no cure. There was nothing we could do except to get basic things like physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. Wasn't going to make him any better, but they could help a little bit, but not to 100%. So we figured there's nothing to lose. There's really nothing to lose. So we finally took the jump and we started biohacking. And with him, it went from him having to stop, really position himself just to take a step up a curve, to him just being able to walk, take a short pause, and then step up. And that was the main difference that we saw. His movements got a bit faster before. It was amazing before when I sat in on the evaluation with the neurologist, and he was having him do a nose to finger touch test, and he kept telling him faster, faster. And he was going the fastest he could, but it was still pretty slow. And so we noticed that he was able to move a lot faster. We haven't gone back to get another nose to finger touch test done, but when he was showing me, when my husband was showing me at home, I did notice that, hey, you're moving faster. Another significant difference was that his mental health got a bit better. Of course,
how so?
I'm guessing would happen with anybody. When you learn or when you know what your fate is going to be, it can bring you down.
Sure.
Because you know that eventually you're not going to be able to walk around. Eventually you're going to be wheelchair bound, dependent on You have the memories of being able to play sports, being able to run, having a daughter. We have a teenager, and remembering being able to go to the park with her and play, and knowing that you won't be able to play the same way. That can have an effect on someone's mental health. So the fact that this has been able to give him just a little boost, which to us means the world,
Sure.
has made his mental health better.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel so lost or so. He was feeling useless, and now he's still able to do things. And so the longer we can prolong that, then for us it's the better. It's
Yeah.
all for the better.
So, you've heard me say this multiple times where, biohacking, when you're biohacking, we certainly don't claim to treat or cure or mitigate disease. But one of the things that it does is it will optimize cellular health. And, some of the ingredients will help to promote not only axonogenesis, but some studies are showing even neurogenesis, which is the creation of newer and healthier neurons or brain cells. And so, but even if you could significantly slow the process down, right? I mean, I think about the study that was done by the National Institute of Health. Now, that's our tax dollars at work, right? Part of the actually the National Institute of Aging, which is part of the National Institute of Health, studied one of the biohacking products for over 10 years. And at the conclusion of their study, they pointed that this product was the only natural product clinically proven to extend the life of mammals by an average of 5%. So, in human years, 7%. In human years, we're talking about 5 years. And that was on half of the dose. So now they're doing a new study on the full dose, and who knows if that's going to be an additional 5 more years. So we're talking about 10 years, or the synergy is going to make it work 15 years. But even if it was just 5 years, I mean, think about it. How many of you who would not want to have 5 additional years, healthy years, quality of life years with someone that they love? So, we can certainly, look forward to that at least. And I'm sure that, you and your family are hopeful for that. And it sounds like he's been making really good progress.
He has been, and all of this is with the understanding that we do understand and realize that there is no cure. But like you said, if we can just prolong his life for another 5 years, or give him 5 more good quality years.
Quality years, absolutely.
And that's the important part for us, is the quality. Also knowing that, I do want to get my daughter started on it. It is a genetic disease. There is a 50% chance that my daughter could get it as well. And so just knowing that we can get her started on it earlier,
right,
so that we can give her a chance to have a longer quality of life, then that, as a mother, that means everything.
Absolutely.
Everything to me.
Now, you've had some results in your own life, right? In your own health. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, if I were to go back to the beginning, the company that I work at, I've been working there for almost 3 years. And when I first started, I had so much anxiety. Even just being on the phone, just if I was going to make a phone call, I would literally separate myself from everybody. I would find a quiet room, which was usually a bathroom closet. It sounds ridiculous, but it's a true story. And I would make my phone call just away from everybody. I would have to mentally prepare for a long time before making that phone call, and that's just with a phone call. I also had a difficult time driving. I used to get a ride to work every single day, and from work every single day. And it's really not an ideal way to live life. So of course, apart from having an amazing support system in the people that I work with, I also, along with the biohacking, one of the products that I started taking has helped. There's no other way of putting it than it just gives me amazing mental clarity.
Right.
Every single time I take it, I do try my best to be consistent with purchased my own car on my own. I drive myself to work every single day. Um, and it's just, but that mental clarity is really the.
Now, I think you're holding back a little bit because my understanding is that you have been. So again, we're talking about someone who had such high levels of anxiety that she couldn't drive herself to work, and couldn't really even make a phone call. Which, how many of us just? I mean, have you ever just thought about um, that being difficult to do? Well, no, of course not. Making a phone call is a very simple thing to do, but her anxiety levels were so high that even something the simple act of making a phone call or driving was overwhelming. And so if you've never really had high levels of anxiety, you don't really understand how debilitating that could be. But my understanding is that now you are not only surpassed, been able to, or doing that, but by the same token, you have been put in charge of multiple different, not only projects, but even now are the program coordinator for one of your clinic's departments. So you have, and you're involved in the interviewing process. I did some homework on her. Okay, so I'm not gonna let her hold back. So you're now involved in the interview process. You're on the administrative team. You're on the leadership team. You are actually someone that people look to for not only whether it be advice or looking for just answers to things. So you are sort of the a go-to person now. Okay, so don't let her fool you. Okay, she's become a big shot at the clinic and just really beloved by her staff based on the background that I've been doing on her. So I just find that extraordinary. Now, one of the things that, if I could get a little sciencey, little science geeky-ish, one of the reasons why that happens is because part of the biohacking, what it does is, people talk about the mental clarity all the time, and part of that mental clarity has to do with the fact that high levels of oxidative stress, or what we call free radicals, as they start to accumulate in our body, they tend to start shutting down certain aspects of our body, of our biology. For example, it starts to sort of kill off some of the mitochondria in the cells, and every cell in your body has mitochondria. Well, in your brain, your neurons have the highest mitochondrial count of any cell in your body. So percentage-wise, as it starts to kill off that mitochondria, it causes the brain cells to not function as they used to. That's why, at my age, at 52, a lot of my friends and people that I know that are my age say, gosh, I wish I could think like I used to. I can't remember things like I used to be able to. I can't learn things the way I used to. And they start biohacking, and all of a sudden that mental fog starts to clear away. Well, it is that the mental fog is clearing away, but it's because of several things. Number one, it's cleaning out the oxidative stress, the accumulation of those free radicals. The other one is it starts to your cells, including your neurons, go into a state of mitochondrial biogenesis, which is just a fancy word for the creation of newer and healthier mitochondria. So now each cell is functioning better. But the other thing that it does is it has the ability to boost your own serotonin levels as well as your own dopamine levels. And those, if you don't know what those are your feel-good chemicals, I guess, for lack of a better word. The feel-good chemicals that your body produces. And persons with high levels of anxiety tend to have very low levels. Have a couple of things. Amongst those is very low levels of those specific chemicals. And so by boosting those in a natural way, it just gives you that sense of mental clarity. I've heard people call it kind of a clean energy. It's not. It's an energy that's pure without the crash at the end of the day, like you would with other types of energy drinks. So, if anything, I'm so excited that this has worked out for you, and I'm glad you finally decided to take the plunge and give it a shot. And I think a lot of people, and you're not the only one. I think there's a lot of people who just sort of wait until they've got nothing else. They've got nothing. They've run out of options, right? They'll try medication, they'll try this or try that, and then when all else fails, I guess I'll try, biohacking, which if a person does that from the very beginning, I know a lot of the issues could be resolved much quicker. And I'm going to do some research on the condition that your husband has, and also on your daughter, because it is a genetic condition. But as we know now that a lot of these genetic conditions, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person's going to get it. There has to be something that you introduce to the body to trigger those genes. And of course, we know that oxidative stress is linked to well over 200 plus diseases. And so things like cancer, diabetes, Parkinson's, and again, we're certainly not saying that this is a cure for any of those, but if we can address in your daughter any accumulation of oxidative stress and lower that starting now and keep those oxidative stress levels low, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, obviously you won't know for another 10, 20 years to see whether or not it's actually working, but I would say that if there is a chance that oxidative stress is a key component or a key factor, a catalyst to trigger that gene that leads to that disorder, then it might be worth giving it a shot, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, as several people have said, what do you have to lose, right?
Exactly.
So if there's anyone out there that is sort of on the fence, right? And there are people who have watched my interviews and they've seen them and they might be on the fence. Well, I don't know if this will work for me. If this this is real, is it not? What would you say to someone that's just kind of haven't really decided yet?
I would say just go for it. There's nothing to lose. It's completely natural. It's better than putting something synthetic in your system later on. Why wait? Take the plunge now, because there's no reason to wait.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Cassandra. Again, she's a very busy lady, so I really appreciate you taking time out to meet with me and share your story. And I look forward to seeing, maybe down the road we can do another interview and see how things are going with your husband, and see how things are going with you as well. All right. So guys, that concludes my interview for today. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. And just remember, as I always like to say, there is a better way to live.